Shout out to Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to Kobe.
81. Bryant, you said.
And then he shouts out Kobe. That's crazy.
Yeah. But
right,
a dude wanting to be a Mambacita is crazy. That is crazy.
That's not all right. I'm gonna play.
All right. What is going on, everyone? What's going on?
Much love to Vanessa Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Gigi.
Respect. Welcome everyone to Talk Your Ish, episode 8. As usual, we got Skins over here representing the East. We got DJ representing Toxic Sports' bike.
And speaking of back, Khalil will be back next week.
Yeah, he will. Yep. So for you Khalil fans, he will be back next week. So we got DJ over here.
What'd he say?
You know you're going to come with that smoke next week. DJ representing the West. How you doing, DJ?
I'm good. Blessed. Highly favored.
Good. And of course, this is Scorsese, aka TJ. We are back with another week, and this is a pretty interesting week. So before anything, we appreciate you fans. Thank you so much. I do see the love now. It's been received by us. We see it. So we only ask that you continue to support us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our content. Again, we do have a brand new Discord. Go ahead and, jump in there, hop in there. I will provide that link. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in it, boys. The NFL draft.
Yes,
What's your takeaways?
Area. You know what I'm saying?
It was a overall, you know what I'm saying? I would call it a decent draft. It's not one of those like breakout years where you have a bunch of phenoms coming in the NFL.
Totally.
But you have what you would call a plethora of solid players coming in. What they will do in the NFL is, you know what I'm saying, time will tell.
Right.
A few takeaways that I had. I like the fact that Chicago was able to end up with Justin Fields because I felt like my team should have picked him, but we didn't.
Jesus, right?
We went with someone that I guess we felt was capable enough.
Yeah,
and he is.
I also like the fact that the Giants, they stepped back because I felt like even if the Giants would have they drafted someone, they would have made a bad choice. So the fact that they traded their choice for future picks, you know what I'm saying, I appreciate that. I like that one.
Okay.
So, man, for me, I honestly think this was one of the best drafts, or this will go down as one of the best drafts we had in like 20, 30 years.
Really?
Definitely. Well, definitely the last 10 to 15. Like, just some of the names off the bat. I think Cal Pitts going to be crazy. Jamar Chase. J.C. Horn going to be a dog on defense. The Bears with Justin Fields. Okay, I'm mad the Niners didn't get him, but once I got over that, the Bears with Justin Fields, they've had a top 5 defense for the last 5 years. They've just always been missing a quarterback. So not only are they getting a quarterback, they're getting, to me, what I think is the second best quarterback in this year's draft class, and he's ready to go right now. So I think Justin, don't be surprised if the Bears are in the playoffs second round this year, because to me he's that dynamic. And what a lot of people are forgetting is Mitch Trubisky went to the playoffs his rookie year with the Bears. They was just trash after that, but they still went to the playoffs his rookie year. So if Matt Nagy can do some of those same plays that he was doing with Trubisky, that could work. So I definitely like what the Bears did. The Cowboys, I like what they did. Michael Parsons, I think, gonna be crazy at linebacker. Mm-hmm. And then, man, just real quick, Najee Harris, shout out to the Bay Area. He's from Antioch. He went to Antioch, California, which is kind of not too far from where I am. The Jags with Travis Etienne picking him up for Trevor Lawrence. That was his running back in college. So I just think it's a lot of players that's really, I think it's like 10 to 15 players that's going to be Hall of Famers from this draft.
Wow. Oh, okay. Okay.
The funny thing is, even though Mac Jones was picked at 15, I still you, the scary thing to me, I feel like he gonna be Tom Brady. Like
You know what? Like I don't want to. I didn't want him on the Niners.
it was something about that walk outside out to the
He did
to the
have like I'm
podium.
about to. I'm gonna show you
Like I
motherfuckers
say,
that
yo,
walk.
and it's some. I'm gonna tell you this: when I first saw Tom Brady, I didn't like him as a quarterback. He, you know what I'm saying? He won my respect and my admiration. So I feel like Mac Jones is about to do the same thing. I don't like him,
I,
but he's about to win my admiration and my respect.
it's
Okay.
kind of cliche. Everybody been saying it on the TVs, but I do think all the quarter out of the 5 top quarterbacks that was being talked about, I do think they all landed in the perfect spot. Like Trey Lance coming to the Niners, Mac Jones ended up with the Patriots, and then Justin Fields with the Bears. I think that he couldn't have went to no better place, except maybe the Niners. But if the Niners wasn't going to pick him, then the Bears I think is a hell of a place for him. And then the other two, obviously Lawrence and Zach Wilson. So I really think they all 5 of them going to be successful.
Listen, I thought Denver was going to go ahead and pick up Justin Fields, but the
I,
first round,
I,
first
and when it
round,
was right there at 9, I was like,
yeah,
what are they doing?
But don't y'all have that young quarterback that
They
y'all
got
just y'all started last season?
they got Drew Lock and they got they just traded for Teddy Bridgewater. So they do got Teddy Bridgewater still, but
I'm not confident with them. Listen, I'm
not at
not.
all. Not when Justin Fields sitting right there. You don't do that. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
but overall, I saw that the Broncos kind of up their defensive line and their offensive line. Got a couple of safeties, so I'm all for it. They're trying to be all around, in a sense, average, But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the 49ers are this season. They
Oh
they they
man.
they look interesting.
No,
Yep.
actually, I was just talking about this with somebody. Not even just the Niners. Like, think about it. I don't know about y'all, but since I've been watching football, I can't remember a year where if you stop and think, there's something intriguing about every single NFL team going into the year, and it's something that's like, all right, I'm gonna watch them just because. Like, I can't think of one team that I wouldn't watch this year. Just even like the weakest teams, the Jags. I
Oh
want to
no,
see Trevor
no. I got
Lawrence.
it. I
You
got
know
a
what
few
I'm
teams
saying?
that
Like,
I wouldn't watch.
who name one, and I give you a reason to watch.
The
Except the
Hmm.
Texans.
Texans. Okay, look, even the Texans. I'm not saying they're going to be good. I'm saying the intrigue around them.
The
They're not going to be
Chargers.
good, but okay, huh?
Chargers,
Maybe
yeah, yeah.
y'all. Wow, I ain't gonna lie. The Texans, people gonna watch to see how they play after the Deshaun Watson aftermath. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna be interesting to see. Like, all right, let me just. I'm not gonna watch every game, but you might catch yourself watching the game just to see what they're doing after Deshaun Watson. And then the Chargers, you crazy. The Chargers might make the playoffs this year with Justin Herbert. You
Who?
crazy? They quarterback. What you mean? Who?
Who?
You crazy? Justin Herbert is nice. You better go back and
Listen,
check the
I'm
film.
not saying that he's not talented, but you got to understand, as long as he's in divisions with Russell Wilson, it's not.
Russell Wilson. You mean Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, yeah, not Patrick Mahomes, my fault.
Yeah,
But
no, I got you.
as long as he's in conferences where he has to battle phenoms like that, you're gonna have a hard time. And I don't really, don't get me wrong, I just don't feel like the Chargers have the star power. The
That's
Texans
real.
have the star power, or you know what I'm saying. They have the quarterback to keep my attention on that game.
Chargers got the quarterback, but I hear you with the Texans though. Texans don't even got like the quarterback. To me, the Texans was more so just like just because of what happened with Deshaun Watson, just to see
But
like, all
I
right,
I didn't I didn't watch the Cleveland Browns until oh boy he got over there.
Baker.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really watching them because
Yeah, no
it's watching the Cleveland game is like watching an automatic loss for Cleveland.
facts. Well, not no
But you
more,
know,
but
That's
but
what I'm saying. Not no
yeah,
more. You know what I'm saying? He's changed that whole idea of Cleveland being a losing team year in and year out.
I know what you're
absolutely.
saying though, DJ. With the it's like a resurgence for the whole NFL. Like it's got shaken up to where
Yeah,
now you have a
Like,
reason to look at each and every team now. For some
yeah,
reason,
like
whether
whether
if
they're gonna
it's
be good or bad, it's just
right,
something intriguing around them to watch. Like I think,
right,
and then as far as good or bad, like if you look at a lot of the talent around the league, I think it's turning to the NFL is turning to like the NBA as far as it's so many good players on every team that damn near every team has the possibility to be good, maybe minus one or two. But if you think like even like the Arizona Cardinals, right? They might finish fourth in their division, but they still might be 9-8 with you know what I'm saying, like a pretty
yeah.
solid team this year.
Mhm.
So even though it's fuck the Cardinals, as a Niner fan, I was just giving them as an example for some reason.
I ain't repping no red over here, so nah, I'm good. I'm not that bird gang.
I used to like the Cardinals because I had a distant relative playing for them.
Oh, for real? That's what's up. I ain't gonna lie. Distant relative, shameless little small plug. Uh, Tre'Davious White on the Bills. That's my
A word?
uncle's. That's my uncle's wife's nephew. Yeah, my NTD. Shout out to my auntie and my uncle.
I had an uncle that played for the Cardinals, I believe for the offensive line. So shout out and rest in peace to Johnny Gillespie. He was a good one. He was a good one.
Absolutely.
Representing that
Yo,
South Side.
I
South
know I got
Side.
like a third cousin on my mother's side. He plays for the Rams. Leonard Floyd.
Oh yeah, I
Leonard
know.
Floyd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, it's football. Football gonna be interesting this year. I can't wait for it. I can't wait.
Well, in regards to football, let's go ahead and transition over to basketball because we got a lot for basketball. Let me start by congratulating and apologizing to my city. Suns are number one in the
That's
West.
real. That's real big of you to
Wow.
start with
Wow.
Yeah, sharing number one with Utah right now.
that. But I think they hold the
Hold,
tiebreaker though, because they
hold your
just beat Utah.
horses. Huh?
I think they just beat Utah. They might hold the tiebreaker.
Nah, they beat Utah yesterday, but didn't did the Phoenix game finish tonight?
Uh,
I didn't check.
They on their way to a loss. So yeah, they on their way
okay.
to a loss right
Yeah.
now.
Hey, hey,
No
Mm-hmm.
matter
that's
of fact,
fine.
I take that back. Yeah, no, it's about to be
No, they
tied
finna
for number
win.
one.
They
Oh
finna
It's
boy,
about to
win.
be
Yeah.
it's about to be 46-18 apiece. Utah and Phoenix. If they can hold that lead for the next 16 seconds.
this is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. This is
But
crazy.
yeah, though, the Suns. The Suns is balling, man. They playing a lot
Facts.
better than what I could ever thought they would this year. Shout that man Chris Paul got them playing hard.
I can't even say nothing. This is crazy. This is crazy.
And
Yeah, I mean
you know what a lot of
they
people
got several players balling. You got Devin Booking balling. You got
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre balling. You got Mikal Bridges balling.
Mikal Bridges
They they,
balling.
they
Yes,
all
sir.
averaging double
Cameron
numbers. You know what I'm
Johnson,
saying?
Cam
So
Johnson, and Campaign balling.
Mm-hmm.
shout out
And
to
then
Phoenix.
I think what a lot of
I,
people,
I
where a
never
lot of
thought I'd say
people,
that.
where a lot of people want to diss them at and not give them their credit is saying like, oh, they don't have the experience when it gets to the playoffs. I actually think that's a valid concern, but at the same time, Chris Paul has had enough experience for all them boys. He's the type of leader that can say, "Get on my back, I'm a carry us." Just
And
when I hit.
they got players on the bench that got you playoff experience. Jay Crowder.
I mean, Jay Crowder, yeah, he's been to the finals. Jay Crowder and Sark has been to the playoffs as well. But
Facts.
even
Mm-hmm.
still, like overall, as like a whole team, they don't have much. But my point is saying like I think Chris Paul in that situation because he's so ball dominant and because he's such a he's such an impactful leader. I think he can just be like, I've been there for us. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been to the finals, but I've been in big games. So get on my back. When I hit you in that corner, just be ready. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Suns could be live to go to the finals. I'm not really ready to.
You wildin'. You are
That's
wild.
Have
you.
you?
You are
Did
That
you
is
see?
only you.
you are
Okay. So
smoking
that's a good
synthetic
segue.
marijuana.
That's a good segue. That's a good segue.
You are
Did you see the
smoking
Lakers with
synthetic
LeBron back?
marijuana.
Did you see the
You really
Lakers
think
with?
you think the Suns could beat Denver or
I think the Suns could beat Denver right now with no Jamal Murray, even though they still balling and they haven't lost a step because Michael Porter Jr. has stepped up. I think they could beat them though. I don't just got Denver in front of Phoenix like that without Jamal Murray. No, that's a toss up.
Okay.
That's a toss up. And did you see the Lakers with LeBron returning against the Kings the other night? I
Yes,
don't
I saw that.
know. I don't know. I
But
don't
but but
know.
hey, you know what I took
That's
from
one.
that? I
Look,
took away the
that's
fact
the,
that
go
I
ahead.
took away the fact that LeBron was saying, hey, I may not ever be 100% after this injury. Now, you think about it though. LeBron is
What did I
tactical.
say?
He's
What did
smart.
I say in the group chat? What did I say?
He could just be saying that to troll. He could just be
No, he's
saying
not
that.
trolling. He's not trolling. I'm gonna tell you, LeBron looked around. LeBron took a look. He took a good look around the NBA. And you
And
know
what do
what
you
he
see?
said? You
What do you
know,
see?
he seen a big bad team in Brooklyn and said, I might not be able to beat them. He seen that team right across the hallway and said, might not be able to beat them. He seen that team in Phoenix and said, you know what, that damn Chris Paul, I might not be able to beat them. So let me go ahead and build in this excuse real quick, because
let me get this excuse ready.
let me go ahead and get this excuse. Mr. Narrative King, what did I tell y'all in the group chat? Just a month ago, it was the storm is coming. The storm is coming.
So
What happened to the storm?
you trying
What
to say
happened to the
LeBron?
storm? The storm got put out.
You trying to say
Early.
you trying to say LeBron hit him with the I'm only human. I'm not
Hey,
perfect.
right. Hey,
Oh,
look. Hey, man,
Rome wasn't built in a day.
I get old too. LeBron trying to throw it out. I'm getting old. I may not recover. Why would you say a storm is coming? So listen, if we all humans here, we all gonna think with let's just be smart. He
We
said
in
a
a pandemic
thunderstorm is
Lovato.
coming. He was trying to say, don't worry, me and AD is coming back, and we finna get right back on track, and we finna start serving again. Is that what he was saying? Yes. And
But
then after his first game back, I don't know. I may never be 100% the rest of this year. Why not, nigga? You just missed 8. Excuse my language, not nigga. Why not, LeBron?
you say
You
I'm
just
getting up there in age now. I've been in the
you
league.
just missed 20
I've been in
games.
the
Why won't
league
you be? Why won't
because
you
I've been
be?
in the league for
Oh, that was
years
the
now.
softest of ankle sprains if I ever seen
I've
one.
been
Where
giving it
Khalil at? Where Khalil? Where
110%.
Khalil?
I
Where
sacrificed
Khalil
my
at? Khalil
hairline. I sacrificed
smoking
my
them Lakers.
hairline for this. I sacrificed my hairline, all my bald spots for this.
He
shout
sacrificed
out to
everything.
Khalil
Look,
smoking
hey,
that Laker pack.
his son can't even get better because LeBron ain't got time to help him right now. His son just as weak as ever right now. Boys, the little Brownie can't get better for counted on it right now. We be smoking that Laker pack right now. You know what I'm talking about? Where he at? I may not be 100% the rest of the season. Well, you might want to, because it ain't. Don't depend on AD. Don't depend on AD. And guess what? I don't want to hear no excuses, LeBron. None.
Yo, that picture you sent in the group chat of their knees, that was a bad look right there. I was like, yeah, that don't look like championship knees right there.
No, it
Them
don't.
knees need
It
some
don't.
icing.
It looked like knees of a failing year.
Right. That look like knees of 4-0 in the finals. That's what that look like. I'm telling you, hey man, it's just. But all jokes aside, though, I literally cannot stand how LeBron does that, bro. Like real quick, I cannot stand it. He's the most calculated superstar we've ever had when it comes to the next what he says and what he does and what he gives to the media. Right?
You
He
got to
knew.
thank his PR team.
Oh, for sure, LeBron. Bro, clap it up, real quick. Round of applause. Le GM, and Le PR, Brian. Both of them LeBrons, they be in their bag, boy. That Le GM, LeBron, and Le PR LeBron, they make sure that image, and boy, he picks his teams just better than any GM I've ever seen, boy. I promise you. We gotta give it up to LeBron in certain aspects, boy. He know what he doing. Like he know that now that he said that, the minute they lose to the Nets, or even if they don't make it, it's going to be LeBron was not 100%, and he told us that back in May. That's what they're going to say. Guaranteed. Mark my words.
I mean, I think they also will say that, you know what I'm saying? Certain teams, basically, they stack the cards against them to make sure that
No.
there wouldn't be a chance.
But I'm not trying to hear that because coming into the season, the Lakers were the overwhelming favorite because of their team, because of how stacked they were. We didn't
They
think
were stacked
nobody
first.
had a chance. They're right. They were stacked first. It was
So
they starting lineup was the exact same from last year. We thought they was the overwhelming favorite because of their bench, because they went and got Marc Gasol, because they went and got Montrezl Harrell, because they went and got Dennis Schroeder, because they went and got Wesley Matthews, because they didn't got Andre Drummond. Like they got Kyle Kuzma. These are 6 players that can start somewhere off the bench. Not trying to hear it. None. There's no excuse for the Lakers. Then nobody. I don't care what Brooklyn did. The Lakers are still the Brooklyn of the West. They are the overwhelming stacked team. No excuses. It just don't look as good now because the Nets said, I see what you did. I'm gonna raise you one. It just don't look as stacked, but it's still stacked. Don't do that. No excuses.
Yeah.
No excuses. We all about
all
smoking
right,
Laker cup.
we could make an argument that say that's stacked, but I put it like this: the type of player LeBron is, in hindsight, some would say, "Oh, AD is a good addition to the team." I don't think AD is a good addition to LeBron.
He is. I'm not.
No, he's not.
No, hold
If
on,
you
hold on.
look,
Expand
if
on
you
that.
look at the
Expand on that.
history, if you look
Yeah.
at the history of LeBron, LeBron has excelled and
With a
executed
dominant
with
with the
smaller
guard.
guards feeding off of him. So Wade,
Mm.
Kyrie,
Yeah. Even Mo Williams had his best year with LeBron them early years in Cleveland. Mo Williams.
when don't get me
Mm.
wrong,
Even in Norris Cole.
the
Another
only
name to throw out there.
superstar player, the 2 superstar players that I say LeBron played with that he had some type of chance with was Bosh and Shaq. But he, you know what I'm saying, he did things with Bosh because
Well,
that was a triple threat. You know what I'm saying, between Wade, Bosh, and
that
LeBron.
was gonna work regardless, right?
Shaq, when he was with Shaq was already over the hill. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So Shaq couldn't really do much to be effective, but it proved that, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, LeBron is a big man. Even though he could move like, you know what I'm saying, a small shooting
I
guard,
get what you're saying.
he's a big
His
man.
impact come
So
from like a big
you
man.
putting another big man, you know what I'm saying, on the
As his
team,
Robin.
it it
As his
kind of
Robin.
it kind of smothers his movement because now
Mm-hmm.
you have to focus on that especially if that big man is more offensive than defensive. You have to focus on
Mm-hmm.
both of them getting the ball as opposed to LeBron getting the ball and that guard feeding off LeBron. To you know what I'm saying?
Even even to add on to, I actually agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And even to add on to that, I think that's why you see the games that Anthony Davis is not shooting the ball well, they really struggle because LeBron needs him to be able to shoot the ball well to clear that paint. If AD not shooting well, that means he's in the paint trying to score from the paint, which clogged the paint for LeBron, meaning LeBron has to now turn into a shooter all game, which he can shoot the ball. Don't get me wrong, LeBron can shoot, but he's not a shooter. So if you're making him shoot all game, you actually win it with LeBron.
Mm.
So that's actually a good point, and which makes me think like if LeBron and AD don't win it this year, I think they might break up. Not in the sense of like I don't know. Actually, Anthony Davis just signed that contract. I'm tripping.
No, I don't see that. I see LeBron trying to add another chess piece that he might sacrifice a few players that, like I said, they just recently added to the team just
Yeah,
to get another one more star player.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. Those players that they added, they can't use those guys as trade pieces because they only signed 1 year deals. Montrezl Harrell signed a 1 year deal. Marc Gasol signed a
Mm-hmm.
1 year deal. Dennis Schroeder signed a
Yeah,
1 year
I
deal.
mean
All these dudes.
it's not necessarily the trade, but if they signed a 1 year deal, it's to not re-sign them
Oh, true.
and
Money off the
yeah,
books.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
money off the
figure
books.
out
Yeah.
how to acquire, you know what I'm saying, a star to the team because
You're right.
you have a bunch of people that sign 1 year, you know what I'm saying, 1 year deals, and
And
now
believe it or not,
you have a bunch of freed up money now after that 1 year.
believe it or not, I actually, after watching them play, at first, when they first got Andre Drummond, I didn't think that was going to be like, I didn't think that was going to work as far as LeBron, AD, and Andre Drummond. But I actually like Andre Drummond with them. I think if once they let Shooter walk and let Montrezl Harrell walk, if they're able to pick up a solid guard that's out there, I would say Kyle Lowry, but in my opinion, he's not offensive. He's not offense orientated enough to make that work with LeBron. So that he needs more of a scoring guard, like you was just saying. But if they're to me, they just a solid guard away from having like a big four, like with whoever that guard is, LeBron, AD, and Andre Drummond. That could work. But for now, that's not going to work this year. And there's nothing they can do this year as far as adding that piece. So it's over this year. To me, they missed, at the trade deadline, they missed their opportunity to win a ring this year. After seeing what the Nets had, like you can't see what the Nets did and think, all right, we're cool just getting Andre Drummond. That's not enough to go against them boys with Harden, bro.
You're absolutely right on that one.
You know what I'm saying? Like we seen that game earlier today with KD and Giannis going back and forth. Bro, you know what I was thinking that the whole time I'm watching that game? They don't even got James Harden. The Bucks struggling like this, and the Nets don't even got James Harden. Like that's another player who finna come drop 30 and 11. Like the Bucks is going all, and you know that's what the Nets got to be thinking. Like, bro, y'all struggling, and we don't even got our second best player, arguably our best player on some nights. So, like, who gonna beat that? And to me, if you a team that actually think you have a chance to beat it, that's why I do respect the Bucks. I know I'm kind of going on a tangent, but I do respect the Bucks for that because to me, the Bucks they signing everybody that come off the waivers. Like they looking at it like, look, it's gonna be hard to beat the Nets. So whoever we can pick up, let's sign them. Sign them. PJ Tucker, sign them. Drew Holiday, sign them. Get them over here because we're gonna need people.
So, well, I definitely think the Bucks definitely trying to make it past the second round in the playoffs, but they understand what the team they had, you know what I'm saying, minus the waivers, the waiver signings, they wasn't going to get it done. So you know that they had to definitely add people to the war chest to make a decent playoff run and possibly you know what I'm saying, take it to 7 games in the semifinals.
Facts. And that's why basketball is so psychological and such a mental game because now both teams, right? Like you look at it, the Bucks walking away, they got to be thinking, damn, we just did all that. And like I said, they don't got James Harden. And the Nets is thinking, man, if we see them in a series, they just struggle like that, bro. And we finna add James Harden to this. We good. You know what I'm saying? So and just having that small piece of advantage in your mind, whether that's a real advantage or not, mentally it is. And that shit matters. So it's the second round. I think the second round of both playoffs, the East and the West, is gonna be crazy. Like when you gotta get down to 4 teams. Right. It's gonna be one team on the outside looking in of both conferences, and then just the 4 teams that actually do make it. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
And I would say on the West, just the whole playoff run is going to be interesting because it's up in the air. I mean, we kind of have a suspected outcome on the East, but the West is just like the wild, wild West. So
it is.
I'm definitely going to be locked in on all the games on the West Coast.
And to be completely honest, it's not far-fetched right now. So the Lakers and the Trailblazers right now are only a game apart from each other on the 6th and 7th. If the Lakers lose and the Blazers win, and actually the Blazers just won tonight, the Lakers could fall to the 7th seed. And we could have a scenario where the Lakers-Warriors is in a play-in game. Boy, would I love nothing more than a one-game play-in with all the pressure on LeBron and none on Steph Curry. Oh man, that would be. But just looking at the play-in possible teams, we could have Ja Morant versus Dame Lillard, Steph Curry versus Dame Lillard possibly. So it's gonna be some good games, even just at the play-in level. So the playoffs this year is gonna be crazy. Even on the East, with the Wizards is in the 10th seed. Bradley Beal, John, and Westbrook. So, yeah, man, it's some good basketball coming in our near couple of weeks.
So let me ask you guys a question. Just recently, Jason Tatum scored 60 points, career high, and I started looking around. I think Michael Porter Jr., if I remember right, I think he did over 40 points.
Kevin Porter Jr. on the
Thank
Rockets. You. He just scored 50. Baller.
All right, thank you.
Baller.
So I started noticing, but then maybe it's just become the norm. That's why no one really talks about it. Do you guys feel like 40 points a game is considered the norm when maybe back in the days, maybe like early 90s or so, 20 points, 30 points. Hell, 30 points was considered, a feat in
No,
its
you're
own.
right. Even 20 still. 20 was like 10 years ago, scoring 20 points was still a good thing.
Hmm.
It wasn't
I mean,
overlooked. But
I
I'll
mean,
let you go
I,
ahead. So.
I I understand a good thing, but I think what you're trying to get at scores is the fact that it's it's like highlighted. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, a certain player scores 45. Like I would say back when you know what I'm saying. I was a sports fanatic back in like I would say the mid '90s, late '90s.
Hmm.
Jordan scored in scoring 45 like was talked about for days and weeks, as
Hmm.
opposed to
Right.
now like where you talking about where a player might score 40 or he might score 50 and it's considered, you know what I'm saying, not so much of a feat because it seems the norm. It seems like there's
Yeah.
always a player scoring 40 or more, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, on any given week. And I don't want to say it's the norm. I want to say it was the norm back then. It wasn't so much televised or like it wasn't exposed. So you might have had teams that might have not been on, you know what I'm saying, television, or you might have teams that it was a certain player that wasn't what you would call on a elevated exposure level, and he scored 30 some or 40 some points, but because he doesn't have that exposure, he wasn't really talked about, as opposed to
Okay.
today where you get tons of information
Social
by the
media.
second. So you hearing about a player scoring 40, like I could get that in my
In the
Google
moment.
news feed. I don't even have to search for that, like it will come to me.
Well, even if you
Yeah.
on like a Bleacher Report, you're gonna open and see they gonna alert you when he had like 20, like, oh, such and such is hot.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So, but even you actually made some good points, Skins, on that. Like, excuse me, as far as just it being more exposure right now. That's so it might look like it. But I think to add to that, or another thing to that, I think it's easier to score those type of 45s. And not to say that the game is necessarily easier, but I think it's more opportunity. So the game is much, much faster, so it's more possessions per 48 minutes each game. So it's more possessions. So that's giving these players more
You
opportunity to
got to.
score. And then also, as easy as it is to get to the free throw line, the game is so ticky tack. These dudes, when they be getting 50, most of these dudes, Steph Curry don't do that. Shout out to Curry. Curry's not like these other dudes. When Curry get his 50s, he has 5 and 6 free throws. But anyways, when a lot of these dudes is going off like that, they got 15,
That's because he
16
shot
free throws.
12 threes. Like,
So you should honor that, and it should be a better thing. As I'm doing it without free throws, so I'm doing it without
because you shooting
extra help.
threes. You getting faster. You getting faster than 50 because you shooting threes
It's
from
not that
from
I'm getting it
50 feet,
faster. I'm
from
getting there
from
more
half
efficient.
court.
I'm getting there more efficient. It's a
You shooting.
difference, and I
Listen, you
don't.
Wait.
shooting the
What? Wait.
Steph Curry shooting the ball before the defense even get to him. You're like,
That's not.
he get it off,
Nah.
but it goes in. That's what people love about, because Steph Curry, his hand-eye coordination is so
He don't
on
even
You
look
do.
point
at the
Hold on.
bucket
that
no
Okay.
more. He don't even look at the bucket no more. He just shoots,
I just want.
goes
Hold
back
on,
on
real quick.
defense.
I just want the
and
fans
I
to
really
know.
want to call it muscle memory. That's what it really is. It's muscle
That's
memory.
Eh?
exactly what it is. If you watch all his documentaries, that's why he
It's
shoots so
muscle
well.
memory.
But I want the fans to know it's not me bringing up Curry in the words, but I'm going to defend him. So here we go. So here we go. Do you
Scorsese,
realize?
did he not just
Do
bring
you
up Curry?
Yes, he
Did I
did.
bring up
It was
Curry?
no.
Nope.
It
He
was a
brought up
quick.
Curry.
It was a quick thing. It was a quick thing. I was saying it and just moving on. Then you said something and tried to stay there. So now we here. So now let me say this. You know what I'm saying? Do you realize why he has to shoot it before the defense gets to him? Because they send 3 players at him every time down court. I have to shoot it this far out because this is where y'all not worried about me at. This is where y'all think y'all can relax. And guess what? They still can't even relax when he's at half court. But anyways, let's continue.
Please.
I think that is easier. Like I was saying, it's easier. These dudes get to the free throw line a lot. It's a lot of fouls being called, and along like you were saying with the 3-point shot, a lot of these dudes shoot a lot of threes too. So they get into these points. It's more opportunity for dudes to score those type of points. So I think that is why we see an influx in all this scoring.
Yeah,
And the
but
only reason,
go ahead.
go ahead, go
Scores.
ahead. Well,
No,
I was going
I
to say,
just
go ahead, go ahead, Skids.
I just wanted to say, you know what I'm saying? Just to wrap up, you know what I'm saying, basically what we were both saying, the 40-point games is kind of is kind of a normal thing,
Yes,
but at the same time, because of the era we in, is highlighted where back then it was happening the same. I would say the same amount of
Nah,
rate as far as it was. Because think about Iverson. Iverson at one point he averaged more than 32 points a game. He averaged like 34.
but I think I would see. But
So
I think you missing here what you saying right here though. What I disagree. You saying I don't think it happens as much because you naming Allen Iverson. I think in
but I can
today's
name other
game,
players
any
with. I'm just saying
you can't
he
you
was a
can't name any Joe
constant.
Schmo.
He was a
You can't
constant.
name any Joe Schmo that was dropping 40 though. And I think in today's
Not on
game,
a regular.
anybody on any team
No,
can go
but
drop
see,
40.
that's where I disagree. I don't think everybody's dropping 40. You have certain players that can drop 40. I
I
don't
got
think
you.
you
It's a
understand what I'm
difference.
saying?
It's a, it's
Right.
a, it's a difference between
So
everybody dropping 40 and then
you
one
got
player going
certain
off one
players
night.
that just like if it was NBA Jam, he's on fire.
Right.
So why would we deny him the ball when he's on fire? He can't miss right now.
exactly,
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
exactly.
So
And
you have
that's
a
what
lot of that.
separates the truly. That's what separates the greats from just guys who could really just ball. Like let's say Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, LeBron, Joel Embiid. Since he was just on the screen, Joel Embiid. Those dudes do that every single night, and we just used to it. We just used to KD and Giannis dropping 30 or 40,
Right.
as opposed to if somebody else did it, it's gonna be like, oh damn, did you see Kevin Porter Jr. drop 50? Because we ain't used to seeing that. And by the way, but real quick before we get off of this, I just want to say the Rockets are one of the luckiest franchises I think ever to go from looking like the whole world is over for after trading James Harden, looking like y'all about to suck for the next 30 years, to land Kevin Porter Jr. who plays exactly like James Harden, who could ultimately end up being James Harden in a couple of years if they have him play like that. Kid is literally James Harden all over again. And you landed him for dirt cheap. The Cleveland Cavaliers released him, or they gave him up for like a second round pick and some cash. And that kid is a baller. The only reason they gave him up was because he got into some off the court trouble, and he kept getting in trouble off the court. But this is second year, and it looked like he's finding his way off the court now. And you seeing the potential that this dude really got, and his ceiling is James Harden all the way. So I just think the Rockets spent.
Now I understand what you're saying, DJ, but I don't know if I
No,
would necessarily if I'm Kevin Porter Jr. I don't know if I necessarily like that comparison. You know why?
You may not like it because of the situation. You're like, let's say
as much as people talk about Harden, and I will say this: Harden backs up his skill, but you ain't got no ring, brother. Look how many years you've been in the league without a ring.
I hear what you're saying. Like so for Kevin Porter, it may not be a good thing that people compare you to that because it's like you just gonna get a lot of numbers and no ring. But I'm saying in the sense of skill wise, like they landed another player who, like I'm just saying like skill wise though, they landed another player who's just as skillful and really looked like he's just as good as James Harden. Now will he just dribble, shoot and never win a ring? I don't. That's remains to be seen. But I think just like as far as being a crafty lefty and can get to like he's just like James Harden on all three levels. He gets to the bucket, he gets fouled, he makes you foul him. He's slow, he's fast, he's sneaky, can dunk on you. You know what I'm saying? So he got the Euro step. I know he may not like the comparison, but it's there all the way, and it's unfortunate if he don't like it, but I'm saying it as a compliment. I'm saying James Harden as a compliment. That kid is a baller. Shout out to the Rockets fans for landing another player like that, and shout out to Kevin Porter Jr. for staying focused and off the court, and finally his hard work is paying off.
All right.
I wanted the Warriors to get him. I'm mad as fuck the Warriors didn't get him.
Hey, never say never. And the future's always there. You know what I'm saying? He might be on Houston today. He might be at the Warriors tomorrow.
No, we do.
I mean, if he's Harden like, then he's going to end up leaving. Yeah,
That
I
was a
can't
good
get it.
one.
I can't get it done with this team. I'm out of here.
That was a good one. That was a good shot.
Listen, DJ, I wanted to bring it up since you were just talking about Curry earlier. Did you see your boy in the latest gear?
Oh yes, sir. The Mambacitas. Shout out to
Yes.
Vanessa Bryant. Shout out to rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Gianna Bryant. Happy 15th birthday to Gianna Bryant. That's actually why the clothing line was released right on that day or whatever, because it was her birthday.
Correct.
I
So,
just want
uh,
the Warriors organization is real, is stand up organization for doing that, and just that was dope.
so for the rest of the audience that doesn't know, Vanessa Bryant, widow of the late great Kobe Bryant, she just released a clothing line called Mambacita. And if you went on the internet, you saw Steph Curry rocking it. It looked nice and everything. However, if you look at the cost, the
Woo!
price is
I
high.
forgot about that. Hey, wait a minute. Why
But
did I
wait,
forget
but
about that?
but
And that
wait a
from
minute.
talking about it yesterday.
Hold on. Now hold on, because you was wilding in the group chat. So I gotta bring it back a little bit, and I gotta say, we gotta make it clear for the world.
Now, let
The
me ask y'all a
proceeds,
question. Hold on, hold on.
all the proceeds go to the foundation. Okay,
I
we gotta
don't give
state
a
that.
fuck. I don't give a
Okay,
fuck where the
let me
proceeds go.
ask y'all a question because I didn't look. I didn't go look. How much does the clothes cost?
I'm
Fam,
glad you
for
said.
the
I'm looking
kids.
right now.
For the
Hold on.
kids. 224.
Hold on. I will tell you the cheapest thing right now, which is sold out, is the black Mambacita mask, COVID mask, $24, right? The
Oh, yeah.
most expensive thing there is they got a purple and black adult set, $332. Now,
Fam, it's a
DJ
sweatsuit set.
that's all
It's
it
a
is.
sweat. It's a hoodie and some sweats. She want 350 after taxes.
Now
What?
the kids set, because DJ was talking about it, the kids set, $224. Now, let's just say you just want the hoodie for the kid. You don't even want the whole set. You just want the hoodie. $124.
For a
Gentlemen,
hoodie. Bro,
as
I
of
can
this
go buy an all black. I can go buy a tie dye hoodie. I swear to God, I can go buy a tie dye hoodie. I can go, homie in the hood right now. I ain't in the hood, but homie, you know what I'm saying? Homie could have him do Mambacita right over it.
Hey,
I
and
got you
this
50
goes out.
bucks.
Listen. This goes out to the viewers right now. Don't be out here making no fake Mambacita gear just
You
because
already know they
he just gave y'all the play.
Shit. Fam, yesterday I was looking at y'all sent that link. I was like, all right, let me go. I'm about to go support. I'm about to go. You
Yeah,
know how
you
you
were.
ever been on a website and you been shopping and then the price come up and sometimes it'd be two different prices. It'd be like the US price or it'd be a price from like another
Yeah,
country. I
yeah.
thought I was looking at the wrong one, so I'm like, nah, that can't be the 224. Hell no, that can't be the.
I was waiting on
I'm
somebody to
like,
All
say
right,
something.
I got a
wait,
question for
what?
y'all. What's
Yeah,
what's
man.
the most you ever spent on clothes? Like a piece of clothing, whether it be a sweatsuit, a hoodie, like
I mean, like just like one outfit going to buy like a shirt and some jeans or something like 600, 700. You go to the store, go to the mall, you go spend that. But guess what? That's like from a quality place and that's like some
Yeah.
nice jeans, a nice,
so
shirt,
you
like some
trying to say
fancy
Mama
stuff.
Sita not quality?
Fam, I'm not saying these sweats
Because
ain't worth $350. And that's what
hey,
her man, check this out.
if it was some Kith sweats,
I don't wear Kith.
Nah.
if it was
I don't wear Kith.
listen, there's people that
Give me
wear
some
certain
unique low
things.
sweats. Give me some unique lows, some sweats from
Uniqlo,
Unique Low. Yes,
Uniqlo is like $60, if that.
fam. That's
All right,
better than
you know. All
125 bucks.
right, I'm gonna make the argument because I've spent money, like I've spent $500 on a hoodie. I've spent $700 on sneakers. Like I've
Here's my
done this
thing.
before.
I would do it if I was supporting a friend. If I was supporting
No, not
somebody
even
who
that.
needed.
Not even that. You know what I'm
Bro, they
saying?
not hurt.
One thing I appreciate is creativeness. Second thing I
Hmm.
appreciate is the exclusivity. So if I know
Yep.
if I got something that one will never be made again, two was a limited like drop to where
Is
if
that what this
whoever bought and purchased, that was it. Like you never seeing this again. So I respect that. Now, if that's what she's doing to it with this Mambacita drop, where you will never see Mambacita gear in this aspect again, then I understand why the price point, because this is something that even if you're alarmed by the price, you could spend that money and it's an investment. Like you could resell that and make, you know what I'm saying, make more money than you spent.
You can. No, you can. Looking at it from that angle, absolutely. That's 1,000%. You can do that.
I mean, I tell you right now, that's the only reason why I buy Travis Scott sneakers.
Oh, facts. That's
just because of the resale value. It'd be crazy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, sometimes I buy a pair Travis Scott J's and sell them for 4 or 5 times what I paid for them. Just because
absolutely
somebody really wants that size and that colorway.
You are 1,000% correct. Now here's my thing. What angle is she going for? Are you going for the angle that you only know, like, all right, a specific group of people are gonna buy this? Because she can't just be marketing that to the everyday household.
Yes.
Of a
you got to think. You got to listen.
Most households with kids is.
I'm not saying most households. I'm not talking about the average person. I'm talking about the Kobe.
The people that right.
Listen, a Kobe fan, the Bryant family fan. You know what I'm saying? Because you could say that the family have now garnered fans through tragedy and certain things. So there's people that will spend that price point because
no.
They I would put it like this. Me and I would equate it to. It's no different from me running in Louis Vuitton or Gucci and spending that with people that don't even look like me. You know what I'm saying? So why would I not do that? And I know it's going to a foundation where it's not like she's reaping the profits off of this. It's going straight to charity where, you know what I'm saying? I know good and change will come from my dollars being spent. So I always, you know what I'm saying? I always big that up and support. I know some people, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna have difficulty with the price point, and it's not catered for the average person to spend money on. But I don't think, maybe in the future she will make an affordable line. I don't think this drop per se was for people, you know what I'm saying, everyday people. It was for people that
and not only that,
really love Kobe to where they will spend that type of money, or
it's gonna sell out.
Right.
It's gonna sell out.
No, that's what I was going to say.
He said sold out.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. At the time of this recording, every single item on that site has sold out.
Right.
Facts, yeah. And
Kobe I put it like this.
That's going to happen every time she drops.
I know Kobe fans that spend hundreds of dollars on Kobe merchandise, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, Kobe hats, Kobe, you know what I'm saying, jerseys, different
Kobe has that
different shirts with Kobe on it. Yeah, like So he definitely has that cult following.
Let me bring this full circle and wrap it up. So based off the website, and I'm reading it verbatim, off the site, it says, introducing the Mambacita / Danny Joe limited edition unisex collection, which goes back to what Skins was saying. 100% of the proceeds from the collection will support the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation. Funded through the vision and in loving memory of Gianna Gigi Bryant, the foundation is dedicated to creating a positive impact for underserved athletes and young women in sports. And like I said, at the time of this recording, everything is gone, sold out. So that goes back to what Skins was saying, limited edition. You know, through tragedy, you're getting fans through this. So at this point, could she make another release? Yeah, possibly, DJ. Could it be for a lower market? Definitely, but the same quality as well, so to speak.
And I guarantee you, you could probably go on StockX right now, type in Mambacita, and you'll find the clothes up there because somebody's reselling it.
Yeah,
facts.
Yep.
And not for nothing, to me, like I said, I know me and Skins was having a back and forth about it. Not for nothing, I think the hoodies is hard. Like, to me, I would rock one personally.
Yeah.
I would rock.
I mean, not me personally. I get one for my girl, But you know what I'm saying? The hoodies is hard.
I would rock one.
Anyway,
I would rock one.
DJ
Not saying I'm trying to be a
Nah, I mean, you know what I'm
Mambacita,
saying? Don't
but
get
I
me
would
wrong.
just. I would
No
rock
disrespect. I love all the Mambacitas out there, but I'm not a Mambacita.
definitely gonna give my daughter one. Hopefully.
Yeah, when she
Okay.
make one that says "I love the Mambacitas," I got that hoodie. I'm gonna cop that.
I could actually, it's funny because just real quick before we get off this, to me, after seeing this line drop, it makes me think because I know that Nike probably like to me Nike has to do the right thing here. And I know this is gonna be tough for them to want to do because they probably make so much money off of this brand. They got to give up the Black Mamba brand to Vanessa. And I'm sure Nike owns the rights to that name, Black Mamba. But after seeing the Mambacita line, now to me it makes sense why she dropped the Kobe the drop with Nike because now
What
it sounds
Nike
like
did?
she's going into that avenue of clothing and shoes, and now it seems like she getting ready for like a big. I wouldn't be surprised if in the coming months we seen a big time Kobe shoe release
If I was
outside of
her,
Nike. That's
it would
maybe
be
something like
Mamba
the Black Mamba.
824.
Right,
Yeah.
I would let them
right.
keep
Something with
Mamba.
Mamba.
Keep that. I'm gonna create some Mamba
Y'all can keep right.
824, and we gonna
Yeah.
run with this.
Or even I wouldn't be surprised if behind because Nike to me Nike can't be that cold hearted behind the scenes. And if she's I don't know, money is money. Money is money. And that Black Mamba tag is gonna always make money. So maybe like you just said, Mamba 824, Mamba 24-8 or something like that. But I do think in the coming months she's gonna drop like a Kobe line or something, which is gonna sell out in seconds. But so now to me it makes sense looking back as to why she dropped that Nike deal.
Don't they have
real quick?
They have 2 more sneakers that got a drop from Nike, right?
I'm not sure.
I think it's 2 more
So
sneakers that got a drop, and then
So real quick, I wanted to do an update about that. So when we broke the news a while back about the relationship ending, I found out the reason why is because it was creative differences. Like they still could have renewed that contract, but then it goes back to what Skins is just saying about maybe there's 1 or 2 shoes left. Maybe Vanessa wasn't feeling it, whatever is going to come out.
Well, I also heard it was something about the splits that she wasn't feeling. She didn't like the percentages that they were giving.
That was another one. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she felt like
And so
I guess because of who he is and how much he might have did for himself, that he probably deserved more of the percentage as opposed to because think about it, Kobe was who he was before he came to Nike. He was with Adidas first.
Correct.
So
correct.
It's not like Nike built him up like they do other players. He basically came self-established. He didn't really have to go with Nike. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I understand her point of view and why she might feel that they probably deserve more.
That's actually interesting, and I didn't know that's why it was creative differences, which further leads me to believe that there's some Kobe line something coming out soon. If they broke up due to creative differences, that tells me she's not done releasing or wanting to be done releasing Kobe things. It's just she had some disagreements on this side. Now we finna go do it on this side.
She was probably working with creatives that Nike wasn't willing to work with.
Facts.
And that's why I feel like this whole situation.
Let's put the rat on the table. Black creatives, probably.
This whole thing is not done. We're going to hear about it for the remainder of the year. There's definitely going to be a battle between Nike and the estate once Vanessa releases some more stuff. But we got to wait to see what Nike puts out. Like, shoes is shoes. But if Nike decides to go that avenue of putting out clothing, which is kind of similar or kind of mocks that name of Mamba or Mambacita, Vanessa going, she going to stand up. So
yes,
and the fans, the fans are going to support the family. So fans are not going to fuck with Nike if that happens. But we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
Nah, well, I don't know about that because listen, them next pair of Kobe's that dropped from Nike, I'm copping 8 pairs. 8 pairs. I'm copping 8.
For sure. Those gonna be how them Kanye Red Octobers was. How those was going for like 20 and 50,000 on resale.
The Kanye Red Octobers, the Ben and Jerry's, the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Certain sneakers that
Travis Scott's, those
Go up for 2,000 and better.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Do you guys got anything? Round table, fourth quarter.
I think
let's touch on that. Let's touch on that Mayweather fight next week because I want to
embarrassment to boxing. Embarrassment.
It is.
I won't say embarrassment.
No,
I won't say
it is.
why?
You know why I say that? Because I blame the clout era and social media for this fight. We would never see this fight in my heyday in the early 2000s. You would never see an untrained what I would call, because he's not untrained, very
let's get into it
season.
Next week.
He had about I think a total of 5 fights facing a world champion. You would never see that. He would literally have to be like the most overhyped boxer in the world to get that fight.
Because of what you're saying is exactly why I think it's good for boxing. So let's get into it next week. The fact that he's able to do that, I think this is about to open doors for some crazy good fights and big money fights. But let's get into it next week. Because
shout out to the
we already have one.
Listen, I'm gonna shout out to the real boxers that work hard, that train hard, that spent years, countless fights, trying to be and make some of themselves to reach a certain status, while you have YouTubers that come out of nowhere and have a few fights and now they're facing the world champion.
Thanks.
All right. You guys got any last remarks? Anything else?
Rest in peace, Kobe again.
Rest in pease, Kobe.
I just want to shout out Warren G by having his son make the Buffalo Bills. Elijah Griffin, hip hop royalty up in the NFL.
That was undrafted, right?
Yeah, that was undrafted.
That's amazing.
Bless.
Shout out to Warren G.
Blessings.
Yes, sir. I remember seeing his son in high school years back. So to know that he made it, that's dope. That's dope. Real quick, I feel so old, bro. Oh, never mind. This I was just gonna say I feel old as far as like
if you old,
the
I'm
players
ancient.
that No. I'm saying like I got to get into it now, but players that I grew up watching, seeing, and now there's so many of their sons in the league, like J.C. Horn, Joe Horn's son, Patrick Surtain. There was another dude. It's just a couple of dudes in the league. I think Antoine Winfield Jr. is in the league. So just seeing those, and they dads wasn't players that I caught like the end of their career. I caught like Asante Samuel Jr., his son is in the league.
Oh, yeah.
I seen these dudes' whole careers, and it's like, damn, now your son in the league. So it just makes me feel it's crazy.
The new generation.
Just want to give a quick shout out to this podcast is canceled. Word on the street. The COD podcast.
Shout out to COD.
The whole team.
Respect to the other podcast groups out there. See what you guys are doing. Good job. And everybody's out here making moves. So yeah, I think that wraps it up.
So Khalil, good to have you back next week, brother. Can't wait to smoke this Laker pack with you on the thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Put down that 1942.
Hey, put down that 1942. He better go ask Brown. He better go knock on Brown Miami house and ask LeBron what's going on. Because it may not be looking too good.
All right, let's go wrap this up. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Again, this is episode 8.
Khalil over there doing orthopedic therapy right now on LeBron, trying to get that knee to 100%.
Oh Lord. All right. Anytime Skin says something at the end, I just shut up because that's the outro. I'm out.
Tissue massages.